Don't skip. Something urgent is happening. It can't wait. This isn't for later. This is not tomorrow's conversation. God says, I need to talk to you now. Right now. Not after you finish what you were doing. Not once you feel more ready. The Spirit is pressing on you for a reason. Because something unseen has shifted. Something you thought you understood is about to be flipped upside down. Stay till the end, because by the time this message finishes, your eyes will open, and what was foggy will become frighteningly clear. Heaven says, my child, what I'm about to reveal is heavy, but it's necessary. You've been walking with your heart exposed, unaware of the eyes watching you from the shadows. You've been giving access to the wrong presence, and now the time has come for me to interrupt the pattern. This is a divine intervention. Like this video now if you feel a weight building already. And before we go deeper, subscribe to Anointed Echo for more messages that will prepare your spirit before the storm hits. Comment this phrase so I know you're listening. Blessed and ready to receive. Write it now. It's a prophetic act of agreement. Now lean in, because the truth is, what I'm about to reveal will not only make you uncomfortable, it will make you stronger. Let's begin. You've been restless lately, not because you're doing something wrong, but because something around you is spiritually off, and you've felt it in your chest, in your sleep. That tension isn't random. That emotional weight isn't just life, it's me. It's the Spirit sounding an alarm that can't be silenced anymore. My child, someone is pretending to be harmless, pretending to support you, pretending to be neutral, but deep underneath their carefully polished words is a motive that's not just impure, it's dangerous. You've mistaken silence for peace. You've mistaken smiles for safety, but this person isn't just tolerating your growth, they're tracking it, because your growth exposes their stagnation, and your light threatens what they tried to bury. Let me be direct, because your protection requires clarity. They are close, too close, inside the circle, trusted by you, and now they're preparing a move, but heaven is stepping in. Because I, the Lord, refuse to let you be ambushed again. Let me ask you something. Have you noticed how you feel exhausted around certain people? How your joy fades when they speak? How your plans start to crumble right after they know about them? That is not coincidence. That is spiritual warfare dressed up in casual conversation. And God says, I've been warning you. In the tension, in the delays, in the cancelled meetings, in the pit in your stomach, you prayed for clarity. You asked me to show you who's real. You cried, God, if they're not for me, reveal it. Now I'm answering. Don't skip. Each second here is heaven unwrapping the deception, and I need you to stay until the final thread is pulled, because you're about to witness something divine, an exposure, a revelation, a divine severing, a clean break, not born from anger, but from alignment. But you must cooperate with what I show you, even if it hurts, even if it disappoints you, even if it's someone you love. The person I'm showing you is not who you think they are. They've studied your weaknesses. They know how to appear needed. They've survived by staying close, because they knew once exposed, they would lose access to your favor. But I've seen everything. And now I'm done waiting. Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue which rises against you in judgment you shall condemn. If that word speaks to your spirit, like this video right now, and write in the comments, blessed and ready to receive, and subscribe to Anointed Echo, because more truth is coming. Now listen, the mask is slipping. They can't keep pretending much longer. Their spirit is becoming restless because the truth is leaking out, and soon even their words will betray them. You will hear it in a sentence they didn't mean to say. in a tone that didn't match their message, in a moment where their anger accidentally escapes the filter. It's coming, and when it does, don't negotiate with what I reveal. This is not the season to rescue people from the consequences of their deception. This is the season to protect your purpose. God says, I need to talk to you because there's a split coming, and I don't want you caught in the middle. I don't want you defending what's draining you. I don't want you explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You've outgrown some rooms, some relationships, some mindsets, and now I'm moving you forward, whether you're ready or not. But hear me carefully. Forward doesn't always mean fast. Sometimes forward is quiet. Sometimes forward is hidden. Sometimes forward is lonely. But it is still progress, even when it feels like pain. Child, the door is closing, but I'm not closing it to punish you. I'm closing it to protect what I'm building through you. I need to talk to you because you've been keeping access open too long. You've been giving second chances to people who never repented. You've been loyal to dysfunction, and that loyalty has cost you energy, time, and joy. This is your turning point. Heaven is shifting the room, and the ones who clapped for you in public but cursed you in private are being removed. Their access is expired. Don't skip. Every second is part of your freedom. Psalm 18:2, the Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. If that declaration is your anchor, hit that like button, subscribe to Anointed Echo, and write in the comments, blessed and ready to receive. Now breathe. You're not crazy. You're not overreacting. You're discerning, and God is confirming what your spirit already suspected. This isn't paranoia, it's protection. This isn't drama, it's direction. You are about to rise into a season where confusion can't follow you, where drama can't find you, where betrayal is left behind and peace becomes your address. But I need you to listen, not with your ears, but with your spirit, because what's coming next requires a sober heart, not a sentimental one. Your purpose is too big, your calling is too precise, your assignment is too sacred for you to keep tolerating what heaven has already rejected. You've been marked, you've been preserved, you've been chosen, but now you must also be separated. The wilderness wasn't punishment, it was preservation. The rejection wasn't loss, it was redirection. Now it's time, not to fix what's been failing, but to build what heaven is blessing. Romans 8:31, if God is for us, who can be against us? If that's the faith you're standing on, like this video and subscribe to Anointed Echo. Drop it in the comments boldly, blessed and ready to receive. Stay tuned, because in the next section, God will reveal who's been blocking your next level and why the delay was never denial. The exposure is not to shame them, but to shift you, and you're about to hear exactly how. Don't skip. You're about to understand why the delays happened, why the yes turned into a maybe, why the person you trusted vanished when you needed them most. This isn't sabotage, it's surgery. God says, I cut it off because it was rotting. I removed them because they were infected with envy. And I silenced their voice because it was weakening your spirit. You kept asking, why did they change? But child, they didn't change. They were just exposed. The version they showed you was a costume, a calculated, carefully curated version of themselves. But now the mask has slipped, and I, the Lord, am telling you, do not go back. You cannot unsee what heaven has revealed. You cannot unknow what your spirit is screaming. You cannot keep excusing what I've shown you in clarity. This is the season of clarity. Clarity over comfort, clarity over connection, clarity over history, because not everyone from your past belongs in your future. They laughed with you, but secretly wished for your fall. They encouraged you, but poisoned your name behind your back. They celebrated you, but only when you were small enough not to threaten them. Now that you've started rising, now that favor is touching your steps, their true posture has been revealed, jealousy disguised as friendship, and God says no more pretending. This exposure is divine. You don't need evidence. You don't need screenshots. You don't need confirmation from them. I already confirmed it in your spirit. Child, I've heard their whispers. I've seen the private shade. I watched them gather with others, laughing about your struggle. They wanted to see you slip, but instead they're watching you soar. Don't skip, because now I'm revealing who's been standing at the door of your breakthrough, delaying your next level. It wasn't a system. It wasn't your skill. It wasn't your preparation. It was a spirit, operating through someone you trusted. They attached to you because they knew favor was on your life. They drew near because light always attracts the moths. But this spirit doesn't want you empowered. It wants you emotionally exhausted. It wants you doubting yourself, second-guessing, shrinking. But God says, not this time. I need to talk to you now because this is your cutoff point. Heaven is flipping the page, and they don't belong in the next chapter. That friend who keeps bringing up your past, remove them. That relative who always finds a way to dishonor you, distance yourself. That partner whose love feels like manipulation, detach, because clarity costs comfort. And if you're not willing to lose fake support, you'll never gain real peace. Now hear me. This next part is important. You're not crazy for loving them. You're not weak for giving them another chance. You just had a bigger heart than they had capacity. And I saw your tears. I heard the late-night prayers. God, fix it. Heal it. Don't let them walk away, but child, I didn't let them walk away to hurt you. I released them to protect you, because their presence was suffocating your assignment. They were diluting your anointing, and I love you too much to let your destiny die in the hands of someone who only loved you when it was convenient. Like this video right now, if this is hitting your chest heavy, and subscribe to Anointed Echo, because I need to keep talking to you. Comment right now, blessed and ready to receive. It's not just a phrase, it's a declaration. Now let's go deeper. God says the delay wasn't denial, it was me, stalling the blessing until the leeches were removed. Because had I released it when you wanted, they would have taken credit for your miracle. They would have claimed they built what I blessed, and worse, they would have used it against you later. So I waited. I paused the breakthrough. I kept the door locked, not because you weren't ready, but because they were still standing beside you. You asked me, God, why isn't it happening? And I whispered, because I'm still cleaning your circle. You can't bring sabotage into success. You can't carry betrayal into your blessing. This next level requires pure hands and clear vision, not emotional attachments, not pity relationships, not trauma bonds. Let me handle them. Let me vindicate you. You don't need revenge, you need release, because the moment you let them go in the spirit, heaven will start opening the floodgates. Don't skip. This message is your confirmation. The reason it's been hard to focus lately, the reason you've been crying out of nowhere, the reason joy comes in waves then crashes, is because your spirit is sensing the shift. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. You're not losing your mind, you're losing what was never meant to stay. And child, hear me now. You are not behind, you are not too late, you are not forgotten. You are being positioned, hidden, prepared, because when I open the door, no man, no spirit, no sabotage will be able to shut it. But I need you to trust me, not with just your words, but with your alignment. Trust me with your no's, trust me with your exits. Trust me when I cut off who you were still trying to heal. Because some relationships are not assignments, they are distractions. This is your season to wake up, to rise up, to walk away from anything that doesn't honor your anointing. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. If you trust him enough to let go, then like this video, subscribe to Anointed Echo, and declare boldly in the comments, blessed and ready to receive. Let me tell you what's about to happen. Within the next 7 days, you're going to see the truth. It may come in a message, a dream, a confrontation, a sudden moment of clarity, but it will be undeniable. And when it happens, don't beg, don't bargain, don't break, just obey, because that moment of revelation will be your final confirmation that you are not crazy, you are not dramatic, you are not sensitive, you are anointed, and the anointing agitates whatever is impure. This is the purge, this is the release, this is the reset, and after this, there will be peace, there will be acceleration, there will be divine partnership, there will be answered prayers. But first, let me finish the separation. Stay with me, you're almost there. Don't skip. This is it. The final stretch. The moment where everything that's been swirling in your spirit gets grounded in truth. God says, I never wanted to hurt you. I wanted to heal you. But healing starts with truth. And truth is here now, standing face to face with your decisions. You've seen the signs, you've felt the shift, you've watched the patterns, and deep inside, you already know what needs to happen. This person, this environment, this habit, this mindset, it's not just holding you back, it's blocking your breakthrough. So let me be plain. You will not reach what I promised you while still carrying what I've been trying to remove. The wait is optional now. The delay is not me. The silence you feel is not absence. It's me waiting on your decision, because breakthrough requires participation. This is your moment of agreement. Say it out loud. I release what God is removing. Again, I release what God is removing. You don't need a long explanation. You don't need closure. You don't need approval. You just need obedience, because the doors are opening right now. As you let go, heaven is unlocking. The people you were afraid to lose, they're not your source. The places you thought you couldn't live without, they're not your future. God says, if you trust me, I will restore every place they broke. I will heal what they tried to ruin. I will send what you thought you'd never find again. This isn't a punishment, it's a preparation. I'm emptying your hands so I can fill them with what's divine. And child, let me tell you this, the version of you that cried silently, the version of you that stayed loyal to betrayal, the version of you that tolerated dishonor, the version of you that made yourself small to keep peace, that version is now dead. Today I birth the bold you, the healed you, the chosen you, the version of you that no longer bends for approval but walks in purpose. This version doesn't apologize for being anointed. This version doesn't flinch when doors close. This version walks with me, not their wounds. You're not going back. You're not giving access again. You're not explaining yourself anymore. You're walking out of their grasp and into my glory. So let them talk, let them mislabel you, let them paint you as the problem. It doesn't matter, because I've already cleared your name in the Spirit, and soon your fruit will be your defense. Don't skip. This part is holy. God says you will see why I waited. You will see why it had to break. You will see why I had to speak urgently. Because what's next is big. Elevation, expansion, overflow, but only if you obey. No more halfway, no more double-mindedness, no more letting comfort lie to you. Say it now and mean it. God, I trust you enough to let go. Say it again. God, I trust you enough to let go, because this is the moment where heaven writes a new chapter, and your obedience is the ink. Before you go, don't forget Isaiah 43:19. Behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth, shall you not know it? If you believe that, hit like, subscribe to Anointed Echo, and comment one final time, blessed and ready to receive. You've made it. This was your divine interruption, your spiritual reset, your prophetic confrontation. Now walk forward, healed, whole, and aligned. God says, I needed to talk to you, and now that you've heard me, act accordingly.